Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sesh. Welcome to the channel. In this video, we have an 85% accuracy, game rating 2150, 4 great moves, 21 best moves, only 1 mistake. If you're trying to get your rating up, this is a great game for you to understand. It's just a clean positional squeeze. If you can win games like this, you'll get your rating up in no time. So we start off the game with Bishop's opening. Now, I'm gambiting a pawn in the center. There's already a trap here where if my opponent takes, it's already a mistake because we can take, basically trapping in the knight. If they try and go for an attack, we can threaten mate, threaten their bishop, and it's just a mess for them here. Already plus. This is a basic trap that I'm setting right at the opening, but if they don't fall into it, our position's still fine. So I'm gambiting a pawn in the center. They take. Now here I really should know the theory a little bit better, guys, but I push my pawn forward, which is actually a mistake for me. I should just continue on with normal development, but things happen. Best move here, however, was to counterattack my bishop, supported by the queen. Now, mistake for mistake, we're back equal. I reinforce the threat, pushing the knight back. No problem so far for me. Continue my development. Trade off pieces, win my pawn back. And things are relatively equal, except we're first to castle, nothing crazy, and we're going to continue on with our development. My opponent here wasting some time pushing a pawn, giving me another tempo to develop. Now, they put themselves in a position where I can gain even more time, forcing them back. And at this point, I'm not too afraid of weakening this diagonal. Queens are off the board. My dark square bishop's doing a fine job covering. Really no problem with this move. Best move. So we're going to force the bishop back. Now, in this position, I think it is crucial that we recognize one thing, and that is we have a lead in development, guys. So the way to capitalize that is to get all your pieces into the action as quickly as possible. Do not waste any time pushing pawns, moving the same piece around. We need to get our pieces into this action quick. Now, opponent tries counterattacking. I was thinking, if I continue with natural development, maybe this move would be a little bit unpleasant. So I figured, all right, they waste time moving this piece and not developing. Let's not go crazy. I'll give them the tempo right back. So I move my king. This is only a good move, but overall, keeping the position solid. Main idea is still there. And now I don't like this bishop pressuring my knight, so I'm going to go after it. Securing the bishop pair. That's always good, guys. A bishop is stronger than a knight, especially in endgames, which we're going to see here in just a minute. Opponent trying to attack. We go forward. And now we have 2 bishops versus 2 knights. We have a strong advantage here, strong initiative, lead in development, but it's time to sort of convert that advantage into something more concrete. I go here looking to weaken his pawn structure. Simple plan, but can often be pretty annoying. Now, my opponent reinforces his knight, and we're going to double rooks. So there's a hidden threat here that maybe a lot of people wouldn't really see, and this move wins the game. Pause it for a minute. See if you guys can figure out what's the next move that's going to win the game for white. All right, put it down in the comments if you think you got it. The move is rook takes knight, guys. 2 pieces for the rook is a good trade, and now we're pressuring the king. Little mini windmill tactic. Can't fully execute it, but we can win another pawn, force the rook trade, and now I was confident. I saw this here, planned out this endgame right away, and I was confident that 2 bishops versus a rook is going to be winning for me. Stockfish agrees. Now it's just up to me to actually convert it. So we're trying to keep everything solid. Now, right here is a critical moment. This was not such a great move because although it's perfectly fine, but basically I should have focused a little bit more on getting my pawns out in front of my king. Because after this, I have to step back, wasting time going forward and back, but something to improve on. It's not a major detail, but it is what it is. So I just want to get my pawn, trade off my flank pawn, make room, and now we're holding a line on the 5th rank. King cannot cross. And guys, at this point, I'm happy to trade off these pawns. We have a majority on the queen side. My bishop's doing a fantastic job holding this down. There's no way this rook is going to get to any of these pawns. We have a good blockade here. This rook is helpless. What is it going to do? So we come in here. Right, that's fine. My king's in a bit of a passive position, but there's really nothing for him to do. He tries getting some activity. I step back to defend my pawn to try and get some counterplay on the queen side. Trying here to get a passer on the outside, which we get. And so now we have a clear plan, which is going to be push our advantage on the queen side. Attacking his rook with a tempo. Rook moves. Give a check. Attack the rook again. And now, guys, ready? I nearly blundered here. And this is important because I'm up +5 here, and I almost blundered the whole game away. Now, I was really tempted to play this move, bishop d4, attacking the rook, and for a second it looks like the rook is trapped. Can't go here, can't go here, can't go here. Actually, once I move, then there is actually a square. Maybe this move would have been better. Now then that drops a pawn. So guys, this is, poor visualization by me. I was really, for a minute, thinking about playing this move because it looked like it almost was going to trap the rook. But the rook can actually just take this pawn and fork me. So it's a good thing. You always double check, even if something looks like it might be good. Looks can be deceiving. So, if it looks like a great move, double check it. Make sure you're not missing any details. The devil is in the details. So after that, I decided to come up with a different plan. Not go for that one. I'm just going to reinforce my pawns here, make an absolute fortress, and just start pushing my pawn. Anchor this pawn over here. Now this rook is completely tied down. I can free up my king, or in this case, start winning on the king side. At this point, there's really not much for my opponent to do. They try to win back a pawn, but that rook is going to be far too slow. Queening, trading off. They think maybe they have chances, but after this, my bishop's holding the square, and there's just too many threats, so that's going to be game over. Now in this video, we're going to go over a bonus blitz game, so stay tuned. We'll be right back with that. Alright guys, we got a 5-minute blitz game here for you. So we're going to start this off with our King's Knight. And, shorter time controls. I like to switch things up, try out different openings. Trying to be a bit more aggressive here, opening up my queen, go for an early attack, trade off the central pawn. And here I expected him to cover with the bishop, counterattacking my queen. I thought maybe I would rotate over to the king side. Or even try just going here, double attack. Maybe they could reinforce, but instead they cover with the knight, which gives me time to develop and pressure this pawn. Notice they are severing their own connection with the queen to their pawn. They defend their pawn with the knight, and I prevent them from pushing and attacking my knight. Now, It's never too early to make a mistake, guys. We're just completing our development, and just like that, let's see if you guys can figure out why is this a mistake. Put it down in the comments if you can figure out what's wrong with this move. So my opponent didn't realize that he didn't finish his development yet. So that rook is completely loose. That's a free pawn. With the exchange, open up my bishop. Now for trades. Tries to attack my bishop, but we're going to offer up a queen trade. Obviously, they're not going to go for it, but now we're just going to start pushing our advantage on the queen side. Offer another queen trade, and if they still don't want it, then we'll just force them to go for it. Trade that off. Get our other rook involved. Our development is fully complete. Cheeky little tactic. Sack my bishop for a fork just to simplify. Now, counterattacking, you can't take my pawn because your bishop is hanging, but my opponent didn't see that. Takes a anyway. Hangs a bishop. Now we're boxing the rook in. Absolutely nothing left to do. Trade off the rook and just push that pawn. Make a new queen, and just like that, my opponent resigns. Mate incoming in a few moves. All right, guys. If you got value out of this video, if you think it's going to help you get your rating up, if you had fun watching, then hit that subscribe button, share it, like it, and drop a comment down below. Let me know anything I could do better for you guys. I'm going to fix the audio problem. I know it's not the best. We're going to get that sorted out, and we're going to be posting very often, at least a couple times a week. All right, guys. Peace out.